Mike Flanagan, you're a freaking genius! Hey everyone, welcome to another review. Here's a TV review. Yes, this TV review is for The Haunting of Hill House. Yes, The Haunting of Hill House stars Michiel, Huisman, Carla, Gugino, Timothy Hutton, Kate Siegel, Elizabeth Reaser, McKenna Grace, and Lulu Wilson. Yes, the entire Mike Flanagan cast. And this show, again, is created by Mike Flanagan. Like I said in the beginning, yes, Mike Flanagan. I love Mike Flanagan. I love his movies, like, Ouija Origin of Evil was great, Gerald's Game, Hush. Like, this guy makes just such awesome, inventive, creepy-ass horror films. This guy's like the master of horror right now. He's the new Wes Craven. And I heard about this television show, this Netflix original series, The Haunting of Hill House, and it was created by Mike Flanagan. I was super excited. I never watched any of the trailers. I wanted to go into this show knowing little about it as possible and stuff. I didn't want to watch any previews or any teasers, didn't want to watch anything. It sold me. Mike Flanagan, I was sold. And it came out during the Halloween season, which is awesome. This is a Halloween-themed video I never intended on making. I was always going to watch this show, but I didn't think I was going to review it because I think it'd take, a few weeks to watch it. Now, I started the show yesterday, and I watched the first, 6 episodes that I finished today because I could not stop watching this show. Everything was put on hold. I needed to watch the show. I needed to finish this show because it was so addictive. And I loved it. I got invested with the story and the characters, and it was creeping me out. It was thrilling. It was edgy. It was even really sad sometimes. It was just, I just couldn't get enough of this show, and I fucking loved it. Yes, spoilers, I loved it. And I'm going to try my best not to put as much spoilers into this video, because I know it just came out, and a lot of people haven't watched it yet. I will do my best. If I accidentally spoil something, I'm so sorry, but I'll do my best. Talking about the story is a little harder without diving into spoilers, because basically the story, it takes place in 2 different time periods. It's when the main characters are children and when the main characters are older. They're in their 30s in the present day, but then it keeps always flashing back to when they're kids, when they lived for the summer at Hill House. Hill House is this big mansion that their dad bought, and basically wants to fix the mansion up and basically sell it and make a lot of money off of it, because it's a huge big house, but it's all run down, it's a crust of shit and everything. So him, his wife, and the 5 children, yes, the 5 kids that they have, a lot of children, is it 5 kids? Yeah, it's 5 kids, 3 girls, 2 boys, yeah. 5 kids that they have to spend about 8 weeks in a Hill House and everything, and then they find out, yes, the mansion is haunted by spirits and ghosts of all these people who die in different time periods in this house. Some were great people, some were really awful people and stuff. And then basically all of them experience their own paranormal activity and stuff. Mostly the mother, played by Carla Gugino, she almost gets absorbed into this house and lives and breathes with this house and everything. And she has no idea what reality is, what a dream is and stuff. And it gets absolutely insane with her. But they dive more into her character as the episodes keep going. And then when the kids are adults, they all dealt with it in different ways and stuff. And a lot of them did it in bad ways. Like, one of the twins became a junkie. He's he's a heroin addict. One girl became almost like a paranoid schizo almost, because she's absolutely scared of everything. She has these nightmares when she tightens up and everything. One of the oldest daughter becomes a mortician. Another one has these weird abilities. When she touches things, she can sense your emotions and stuff, and she has commitment issues and stuff. And then the oldest brother absolutely just denies everything that happened. He believes it was all mental illness. My mom was crazy, everyone's crazy, we didn't see ghosts and stuff. And he wrote a novel about his experience at Hill House and stuff, and a lot of the shit he wrote was make believe and stuff, and he made a lot of money off of it and everything, and he doesn't even believe in ghosts. He's an absolute skeptic. He's a total Agent Mulder, and yeah. And he's played by Michiel Huisman, who was in Orphan Black and Game of Thrones and stuff. But when something happens to a character, I will not spoil, they all start experiencing more paranormal stuff around them. They're seeing ghosts. They're seeing their mother. And they don't talk to their father anymore, and they have no idea why they don't talk to their father anymore. And there's a story behind that, why the father avoids his kids and stuff, especially now when they're growing up and everything. And they know they have to eventually go back to Hill House and battle their inner demons and stuff. And that's all I can really say plot-wise. There's so much more to dive into. There's so much more I can spoil, but I can't ruin it. But I already talked a little too much about some things, but I can't ruin it. Basically, it's a ghost story. It's a ghost story, and it's a really good one. It's a really intense, pretty frightening at times, but it's a well directed and very character-driven show. Like, it doesn't just go for the cheap scares. It actually genuinely terrifies you in a lot of moments. And the scares are real, and they're very human, and they're not there to have jump scares and just be pointless. They're the reason behind all the scares in this television show. And they all freaking work. But this is also a dramatic series as well. It's about these characters, you know, battling their inner demons, whether it's commitment, drug addiction, sex addiction, being faithful and stuff, just letting go of the past or dealing with your past and not believing it was just all in your mind and stuff. There's a lot of things this show deals with. There's so much depth to this show and everything. It's a lot about letting go and stuff. There's just so much things they tackle in this television show in these 10 episodes. And it's gripping. It feels like I'm watching 10 movies because it's so well made. It's a really well directed television show. Mike Flanagan, this is his best thing I think he's ever done. And that's saying a lot because I'm a huge Mike Flanagan fan. Again, Gerald's Game, Oculus, Hush. I love his films. This is the best thing he has made. This is just an absolute well-crafted television show. He directed it so well and wrote many episodes incredibly well. I loved these characters. They're so likable or intriguing, humanistic, and even despicable, but you related to a lot of them in different ways, and you felt so much sympathy through all these characters and stuff, and what they had to go through with their lives, and dealing with their mother, and dealing with their past, especially when they were tortured as kids almost psychologically by this house, this Hill House and stuff. And it's absolutely crazy, and it's a wild ride you go on for these 10 episodes, and it's so good, so gripping, and beautifully written. Like, the dialogue is really great. These characters are such well written and well fleshed out characters. They're all very compelling, all three-dimensional, and they all get their character arcs by the ending of the series, and that's what I loved so much about the finale. The finale almost had me in tears how great it was and how well executed it was, and just, it was so good. It was so good. That dad is a fucking hero. Just gotta say that. But yeah, I loved it. Again, it has this budget too. It felt like I had a huge budget. It probably didn't, but it felt like I had a huge budget because the way it was shot, the cinematography was beautiful. The production looked amazing. The house, the Hill House itself, is a creepy fucking ass house. I don't know where they found that house, but my god, it's terrifying just looking at it. And it's done super well, and the cinematography is so good, and the tracking shots are amazing. I think it's episode 6. The whole episode begins with this long, almost 12-minute tracking shot. And they're basically preparing a funeral, and they're all talking about who's responsible for this person's death. I won't spoil who dies and everything, but they talk about who's responsible and why this person is dead and everything. And it's them confronting each other and stuff. Then it ties into the past and everything. And it's all done in this amazing 12-minute tracking shot, and it was super impressive. I'm like, my god, is this an Alfonso Cuarón movie? Like, my god, the tracking shots are unbelievable. And yeah, it was all done so beautifully well. And yeah, I should talk about like negatives. Personally, I had no negatives. I loved this show. I thought it was so fucking good. My favorite character in the show was Theo. I loved Kate Siegel, and I love when she does Mike Flanagan films, and I loved her character in this movie. And the younger version of her is played by McKenna, who's also phenomenal. And I thought she was fantastic. She was one of the standouts. Like, her performance was so good. There's this particular scene she has with Elizabeth Reaser, and they're driving to a Hill House, and she tells her about this darkness she feels and stuff. And it's an absolute tragic scene, and it's so heartbreaking. You feel so much for her character and what she's going through. And yeah, I absolutely loved it, and that performance alone should get her like an Emmy win. She's so great. Everyone gives great performances. There is not a single bad performance. Even Carla Gugino, she is so good. And there's a whole episode of her just going insane. You feel the insanity that this house is giving her. She's like becoming so twisted because this house is just screwing with her head, and just, you feel crazy watching this whole episode, and it's so well directed and so eerie, and Carla Gugino's performance is just so chilling. She's another one I can definitely see an Emmy for her winning an Emmy in the future. She is so amazing. But again, not a single bad performance, and again, you can at least find one or two characters you relate to and stuff. And another character I felt a lot of connection with was the youngest twin sister, and when her whole episode dedicated to her and her past and what happened to her husband, and she has like these weird dreams about this like broken neck lady and stuff. It's so creepy and stuff, and how that episode ends is just absolutely tragic. And I love that the first like 5 episodes are about each children and how they experienced Hill House and how they're dealing with it now in the present. Each episode is dedicated to each child and stuff, and it's done really, really well and made you connected in a different way to each one of these characters and stuff. And I thought it was beautifully, beautifully executed. And yeah, one more do I have to say. This is a phenomenal television show. If you are a huge fan of Mike Flanagan, you will fucking adore the show. And if you love like horror movies, I think you will, because you will get a lot of those chilling moments, these atmospheric moments, and a lot of really, truly terrifying and very haunting moments. Just brutal imagery that is shown in this show. It's just, ooh. But it's also, if you're looking for a dramatic series, it's very dramatic, it's very compelling, it's very moving, it's almost really upsetting in a lot of moments too. What some of these characters go through, it's just heartbreaking. You feel so much for these characters and stuff, and yeah, I absolutely adored the show. Cannot brag about the show enough. I highly recommend it. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're skipping this one. It's on Netflix. Everyone has Netflix. Go on Netflix, watch it. It's a perfect show to watch during the Halloween season, and yeah, please check it out. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give The Haunting of Hill House a 10 out of 10. I haven't watched a lot of television shows. I've been really slacking for TV this year, but as of now, this is my favorite television show of 2018. It's so good. Please check it out. So yeah, that was my review for the television show, The Haunting of Hill House. Yes, in the comment section below, please tell me if you've seen this episode. Do not spoil anything, but what is your favorite episode, and who is your favorite character? My favorite is Theo. I fucking love Theo. She's a great character. My favorite episode is probably either episode 3 or episode 5. Those are my 2 favorite episodes, but yeah. What is your favorite episode? Who's your favorite character? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.